This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Alcaraz wins Cincinnati Open after Sinner retires in shocking final. Swiatek conquers Paolini, claims first ever Cincinnati Open title. Frankie Edgar returns from retirement, makes bare-knuckle debut at BKFC 82. Meanwhile, Khamzat Chimaev drops bold warning to Reinier de Ridder. I'll make you look like white belt habibi. In MLB, Pirates pounce on Blue Jays' errors, win series opener 5-2 in Pittsburgh. In the NBA, champion Marco Belinelli officially announces retirement from basketball. And get to know world-class Filipino speed skater Peter Groseclose. We have the exclusive interview by our sports correspondent Sheila Salaysay. All the headlines and more. Don't miss the Scorecard tonight, the 19th of August. Now, here's our roundup. Carlos Alcaraz captured the Cincinnati Open title in dramatic fashion. The Spanish superstar was leading 5-0 in the opening set when world number one Jannik Sinner, struggling under the sweltering conditions, was forced to retire after just 23 minutes of play. The victory ended Sinner's remarkable 26-match hard-court winning streak and secured Alcaraz his third Masters 1000 crown of the season, after earlier triumphs in Monte Carlo and Rome. Despite the unusual ending, Alcaraz displayed class during the trophy presentation, telling Sinner that he was a true champion who will come back even stronger. Sinner apologized to the crowd, admitting that he felt unwell the night before and could not push through the pain. The Italian was also chasing history, hoping to become the first player since Roger Federer in 2015 to win back-to-back Cincinnati titles. The result now casts doubt on Sinner's fitness heading into the US Open, where he is set to defend his title, and also raises questions about his participation in the revamped mixed doubles event at Flushing Meadows. This final was expected to be a blockbuster preview between the world's two best players, a rehearsal for a potential New York showdown. Instead, it ended abruptly, leaving the tennis world buzzing with anticipation for what comes next. Meanwhile, world number 3 Iga Swiatek is finally your Cincinnati Open champion, defeating Jasmine Paolini 7-5, 6-4 in the final. After 6 failed attempts past the semis, Swiatek delivered when it mattered most. Down 0-3 early in the opener, she stormed back with clutch serving and baseline firepower to seize control. Paolini fought hard in her historic run as the first Italian woman to reach the Cincinnati final, but Swiatek's 9 aces proved the difference. With the win, she stays perfect at 6-0 against Paolini and lifts her 24th career singles trophy. The US Open is next, and history shows the Cincinnati champs often carry that momentum into New York. Could Swiatek be the next to do it? After nearly 3 years away, former UFC lightweight champion Frankie Edgar is back, but this time in the bare-knuckle ring. The 43-year-old legend makes his BKFC debut at BKFC 82 against fellow UFC veteran Jimmy Rivera. Edgar last fought in November 2022 when a knockout loss at UFC 281 seemed to end his MMA career. But the answer isn't done competing just yet. Rivera enters with a 2-2-1 BKFC record, setting up a New Jersey showdown between the Toms River native Edgar and Ramsey's own Rivera. BKFC 82 will be the promotion's biggest event yet, also featuring Mike Perry and Jeremy Stevens for the King of Violence title, and Christine Perea defending her Queen of Violence belt against Jessica Borca. Meanwhile, Khamzat Chimaev drops bold warning to Reinier de Ridder, saying, "I'll make you look like white belt habibi." After destroying Dricus du Plessis at UFC 319, the new UFC world champ immediately called out Dutch grappling star Reinier de Ridder. Chimaev lit up social media with skull emojis and de Ridder's initials, while the Dutchman fired back, daring him to sign the contract. The champ's reply was cold. De Ridder, coming off big wins over Robert Whittaker and Bo Nickal, believes he can match the champion anywhere. He was cage-side at UFC 319, confident a showdown in Abu Dhabi this October is his moment. This is a collision of two elite grapplers, Chimaev with relentless wrestling, De Ridder with deadly submissions. Fans are buzzing, and if it happens, UFC Abu Dhabi could deliver one of the most high-stakes grappling battles ever. Now, what a wild night in the Steel City where the Pittsburgh Pirates turned Toronto's mistakes into momentum and stormed to a 5-2 victory in Game 1 of their series. Henry Davis set the tone in the 7th with a lead-off double, advancing on a bunt and racing home on a wild pitch to put the Pirates ahead. The floodgates opened after that, with Pittsburgh capitalizing on 3 costly Blue Jays errors. Alexander Canario and Brian Reynolds each drove in runs, with rookie Jared Triolo's hustle forced even more chaos from Toronto's defense. Paul Skeens was brilliant once again, striking out 8 through 6 innings. But it was rookie Evan Sisk who notched his first career win in relief. For the Blue Jays, Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. each collected an RBI, but Guerrero left early with hamstring tightness after a painful split at first base. Tensions rose in the 7th when benches and bullpens cleared following a heated exchange between Tommy Pham and catcher Tyler Henneman, though no punches were thrown, thankfully. The Pirates snapped a 2-game skid, securing only their second win in 9 outings, while Toronto dropped its second straight after a hot stretch of 5 wins in 6 games. Marco Belinelli, the Italian sharpshooter who spent 13 seasons in the NBA and won a ring with the San Antonio Spurs, has officially retired from basketball at age 39. Belinelli made the announcement through an emotional message on Instagram, expressing gratitude to the game that gave him everything, and to the fans who believed in him throughout his journey. The number 18 pick of the 2007 NBA draft by the Golden State Warriors, Belinelli suited up for 9 different NBA teams. But his most memorable run came with the Spurs, where he was a key 6th man during their 2014 championship season. Averaging 11.4 points per game off the bench over his NBA career, he averaged 9.7 points per game while shooting 37.6% from 3. After his NBA stint, Belinelli returned home to Italy with Virtus Bologna, capping off his career with 5 seasons of success, including 2 Serie A titles, back-to-back 6th Man of the Year honors, and the 2024 Liga Basket Serie A MVP award. Belinelli walks away from the game as a trailblazer for Italian basketball, a true champion, and an icon who leaves behind a legacy that will inspire the next generation. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. What is the free kick called in Gaelic football? That's awarded when the defending team last touches the ball before it crosses their own end line, taken from the 45-meter line. A 45 is a free kick given to the attacking team after the defending team plays the ball out over their own end line. It is a term used in Gaelic football, a fast-paced Irish sport where teams score by kicking or punching the ball into goals or over crossbars. Taken from the 45-meter line, it's a great opportunity to score a point and can shift the game's momentum. Thus, watch for the 45. It's an exciting chance for a long-range score. It's time for our off-court buzzer. The Minnesota Vikings are taking a stand against online criticism. 5 days after the team announced the addition of 2 male cheerleaders, Blaze Sheik and Louis Kahn, the organization addressed an uproar from fans who didn't necessarily agree with the move. In a statement, the team said that while many fans may be seeing male cheerleaders for the first time at Vikings games, male cheerleaders have been part of previous Viking teams and have long been associated with collegiate and professional cheerleading. The Vikings added that they support all their cheerleaders and are proud of the role they play as ambassadors of the organization. And in response to claims that spectators would cancel season tickets, the Vikings told NBC News that no fans have done so. The team showcased the upcoming 2025 season's new cheer squad on August 9 with an Instagram video that prominently featured Con at the beginning. The caption read, "The next generation of cheer has arrived." Following the reveal, users responded with mixed reactions. Many shared supportive messages while others responded negatively. Like one user who wrote, "I'm not a Viking fan no more." Another commented, "I just lost all my respect for the Vikings." Amid the backlash, two-time Super Bowl champ Torrey Smith spoke out in support of teams including male cheerleaders. Well, while fans are divided, the show still must go on. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 19th of August. Up next, get to know world-class Filipino speed skater Peter Groseclose with an exclusive interview by our sports correspondent Sheila Salaysay. Right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. This young athlete is proving that Filipinos can thrive and excel in whatever sport they choose, even in winter sports such as speed skating. Let's get to know more about Peter Groseclose and how he is etching his name in the world of ice. Our sports correspondent Sheila Salaysay has this exclusive.
Filipinos may not be known for dominating winter sports, but one young athlete is breaking the ice, proving that even in the coldest arenas, the flame of Filipino determination burns bright. Just recently, Peter Groseclose once again earned praise after clinching the gold medal in the 1500-meter event and finishing third overall at the 2025 Desert Classic at the Utah Olympic Oval. It's an honor not only for him but for the entire Filipino nation, as he continues to prove that Filipinos can thrive even in the realm of winter sports.
It was fun, yeah. I won the 1500 meters, but I actually got third place overall. So, but yeah, it was really fun. Desert Classic is usually treated as kind of like almost like a warm-up competition for the season. So, it was the first competition for everyone there, but because it's the Olympic season, it was I guess people took it a bit more seriously. And so I had a really good experience, to be honest. I really didn't expect to win the 1500 meter because I'm more of a sprinter and that's the longest distance. But overall, it was a really good experience. I learned a lot about my skating and how I should approach races. And so overall, I'm really proud and happy I got to experience.
Peter's love for skating didn't start on a big stage. Like many athletes, it began with pure curiosity and enjoyment. What started as a pastime soon turned into passion and eventually a lifelong commitment to speed skating.
I started speed skating when I was really young. I did my first few lessons when I was 6, and I feel like everyone at that age has very big dreams. So I think at my first lesson, I was already thinking about the Olympics, especially because I think around the time, I think the Olympics might have been going on. And so I had already set my mind on it. And so, but as I got better and I kind of realized it was more, as I got older and I got better, I realized it was more of a real possibility for me to make the Olympics. And so I feel like just for so long, this thought has been in my head to reach this point. And now that I'm getting closer and closer, I'm really excited and proud of this whole journey that I've been on. My sister was a figure skater, and so as far as I can remember, I've been around ice rinks. And eventually I met a boy, one of my sister's friend's brothers. He did speed skating, and I thought that was really cool. And I was also inspired by the skater at the time, J.R. Selski, he was in the 2010 Olympics. Was when I really noticed him. He was Filipino as well, so I thought that was really inspiring, and I really loved watching him. And so that whole combination of events really pushed me towards the sport.
Suiting up in the Philippine colors isn't just about racing. It's about carrying with him the pride and dreams of the entire nation.
I love it, to be honest. I think it's a different experience as a Filipino because, of course, speed skating isn't super popular in the Philippines, or to be honest, in many places. But at least in most other countries at these competitions have a more fully developed team, while I'm usually part of a smaller group of people. And so being at those competitions, to be honest, it's a bit more lonely. But when you reach those victories and those, moments you can be really proud of, to me, it just feels all the more impactful because it's not only a victory for me, but it's a victory for this country that doesn't really have a history in the sport. And so I feel really proud that I can kind of attach my name to the Philippines with all these accomplishments.
For Peter, being Filipino isn't measured by the place you call home. It's felt in the heart, lived through values, and seen in the spirit you carry. Every time he steps onto the ice, he carries the warmth, courage, and unbreakable resilience of the Filipino soul, lighting up every arena with the pride of his heritage.
I do feel happy, I guess, that I can do that. So I do, of course, I do have this feeling that all my victories aren't just my own. It's also for the Philippines as well, especially when, I'm in the presence of my coaches or other Philippine athletes. I really feel that sense of pride between us. That being said, there is some pressure, but I feel like when I'm nervous, every time I'm nervous or almost uncertain about myself, I kind of lock in, all that adrenaline really kind of makes me focus, and I feel like my athletic ability is almost heightened in those situations.
Fueling the fire in tough times. Challenges are part of every athlete's journey, but Peter draws strength from his family, his country, and his goals. Even in difficult times, he reminds himself why he started: to push boundaries, to make history, and to prove that Filipinos belong on the global stage of speed skating.
I think just competing for so long, even when I'm at competitions where, to be honest, I just hate being there. I feel like just because I've been skating for so long, it's almost like an instinct, even when I'm miserable, to want to push to victory. And so at this point, because I've set my focus on this one thing for so long, it's almost innate that I want to keep on doing this. But of course, I'm not miserable right now. I do really enjoy it, and that is a huge motivator for me. And also just seeing how I've impacted my life and also others, it's really weird, and I feel weird saying this, to be honest, but people have kind of seen me as an inspiration almost. And it's such a weird experience for me. So I really want to be a good figure for these people, and I hope I've been doing a good job, and I'm proud that I can do well for these people.
Inspiring others, his success is not just his own. Peter knows that many young athletes look up to him, and he embraces the responsibility of being an inspiration. His story proves that dreams are valid no matter where you came from or what sport you choose.
Of course, I just want to thank my family and Philippine Skating Union for all supporting me. It's really, I feel like there's no such thing as a journey where you're completely alone, or at least a successful journey where you're completely alone. Humans are social animals, so you kind of have to rely on other people to at least some extent. And I guess if I had a message for my fans, I guess I guess I'd say as I've kind of gained notoriety and some kind of reputation and like whatever fame I've gained, I feel like I've always, even through all that, I feel like I've always remained kind of like a normal guy. Like it feels very weird to like have these people I don't know kind of look up to me. And so I feel like if other people want to pursue like kind of grandiose things, just remember, like, and they feel like just normal guy, just know like I feel the same way. And so that shouldn't stop you at all.
With every race, Peter Groseclose is not just chasing medals. He's carving a path for future Filipino skaters. His journey is proof that passion, perseverance, and national pride can take you far, even to the icy tracks of the world's biggest arenas. Reporting for the Scorecard, Sheila Salaysay, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Up next, two contenders, one riding high, the other searching for answers. McBride's got the hot hand. Ionescu's got something to prove. The crowd's gonna be loud. The pressure, even louder. Who blinks first? We're about to find out. So you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. Let's call this what it is. The two best teams left standing in the win. Minnesota, stacked, scorching, hungry. New York, still dangerous, but missing their heart. And this Tuesday, the stage is Barclays. The Lynx are coming in hot. 4 straight wins on the road and looking for 5. They're treating every gym like a home game. And right now, they're bringing the heat in every zip code. No Collier, no problem. Courtney Williams just put up 26 in the last one. McBride hit the dagger 3 with 30 seconds left. And Jessica Shepard, double-double machine. This team is flexing its depth at the perfect time. They're winning by committee, and they're doing it with poise. And then, of course, you've got New York. They're at home, but they're short-handed. Brianna Stewart's still out. And when she's out, the interior presence just isn't the same. Jonquel Jones can only do so much. And Sabrina Ionescu, she's got the bag, she's got the vision. But this team needs more firepower right now. So defensively, the Liberty are leaking oil, giving up 85 a game the last 10. That's not gonna cut it against a Lynx team putting up 91 and moving the ball like it's 2014 Spurs style. And if we're being real, the last time these two met, Minnesota won the mental game too. They weathered a 16-0 run. That's what championship teams do. They bounce back mid-game. They execute in the final 2 minutes. They don't blink. But this is still a new test. New York's back into a corner. They've lost 3 straight to this team. And now, they're home. Pride's on line. So Tuesday is gonna tell us something real. Is Minnesota just clearly better? Or can Sabrina, Jonquel, and the rest of the Liberty get up off the mat and prove that they still belong in the title conversation? Well, whatever happens, we'll know who's ready to go deep into the playoffs and who's got some serious work to do. So stay locked in as the battle heats up. Minnesota, they're firing on all cylinders. And New York, well, they've got their backs against the wall, like I said earlier. Who blinks first in this East Coast clash? Here's your full court breakdown for this matchup. And that's a wrap on our WNBA Showdown preview. The Lynx are charging. The Liberty fighting to hold the line. It's depth versus desperation. Tomorrow's game is a statement waiting to happen. So don't just watch. Lock in, tune in, and keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From a devastating accident that changed his life forever to standing tall as a symbol of grit and greatness. Paralympics icon Sumit Antil once said, "Don't have same level of motivation. I feel driven by a responsibility to continually improve." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on the Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.